Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's been 5 weeks. Yes.
It's 5 weeks? Okay.
And we've had the loveliest weather.
We had spring, we had snow, and we have rain now.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it and I hope you did too. My name is Pepine van den Berg. I'm here with Myoki. And well, I'm really enjoying myself. Especially when there are no measures, and I'm really enjoying, I'm really conscious of how I'm enjoying going out, going to restaurants, maskless, going to theater, going to my gym, etc., etc. And although maybe in the future we might see some measures back, I'm really enjoying this time. How are you doing?
I think it's important to stay in the now, because the past is gone and you don't know what the future holds. And I think you make your own life. You can't do anything about what's happening outside, but you can train your mind, your feelings, your emotions. So that's where my focus is.
Yeah, mine too. And last time you gave a beautiful tip by reading The Artist's Way by Julie Cameron. And 2 days ago I started the audiobook. I love audiobooks. But I have to start doing my morning pages. And I haven't. That's the first blockage. It's so funny how these things work. But you enjoy doing these morning pages.
I enjoy doing the morning pages, and I have more trouble getting into the artist's
dates.
the dates with yourself.
Yeah. So writing, you have to write 3 pages in the morning, just to deblock your system.
Yeah, she calls it deblocking, I call it a brain drain. Because for me it is like a brain drain.
Yeah.
Everything comes out, like how I'm feeling at the moment, nightly dreams, things that I took with me from the day before, can appear on the paper, and sometimes it's the situation in the world that comes on the paper.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have as many people as possible who are writing down what is happening.
Yeah.
In every single way, because we live in a very extraordinary time. I think I've never seen a time like this before. So I'm very willing to write it down. It's part of collective history, but also part of our individual history. So, yeah.
Yeah. Writing down, taking pictures. There's a lot of film footage. There's a lot of... there's more footage than ever, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the written word, last time, yesterday or the day before, I was thinking about that I never write letters anymore. That we don't take the time to write to someone who's abroad. Or I used to have pen pals, and we used to cut out, I was fan of Wham and she was fan of Duran Duran, and we cut out pictures and we swapped pictures, and
Yeah.
I miss those times.
I'm still doing it. I have met a lady friend when I was studying my social work. And I've known her for over 30 years. And she dropped out. I finished the education, but we kept writing to each other. And we are doing that for over 30 years now.
Wow.
We hardly see each other, we hardly phone each other, but our communication is through cards, through letters, through... Ooh, excuse me, little angel.
Yeah.
But I think that's so worth your while.
Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks ago, I decided to start writing letters to all kinds of people.
Oh.
And I did. I bought a huge amount of cards I like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm starting to send it out. So like,
Mm-hmm.
let the Dutch postal do the work
Yeah.
instead of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm regressing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
less social media, more
Yeah.
writing.
Mm-hmm.
I love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lost it for a period of time, but now I picked it up since a few weeks, and people like it. When you find a card or find a letter and they start writing back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to have your mailbox, your physical mailbox,
Yeah.
with cards and letters instead of you have to pay this or that.
Mm-hmm. Hold on 1 second. We'll cut it out or not. I have here a folder, or how'd you call this? I don't know. With letters.
Oh wow!
Isn't it beautiful?
Yep.
I love it. And these were the first typed ones, but here are written ones.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also airmail. Do you remember those light
Yeah.
pages? And the cards. Yeah. It's a time document.
Yeah.
Yeah. And small letters, different colors.
With and without stickers.
Yeah.
With and without serious conversation.
Yeah. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, look at this. This is an airmail letter from Africa with birds on them. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So, and I thought also, we have a lot of technology nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
and we're moving from snail mail into more and more technology. But I think we're losing the capacity of the right brain hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Do you?
I found something last week within myself. The more they force you to use technology, the more I am inclined not to use technology.
Yeah, that's a
I have
reaction. Yeah,
I have with all kind of stuff. I'm detecting the opposite in myself. Like,
yeah, yeah.
really, if you want me to pay this much for food, I'm going to grow my own vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to use technology, I'm going to write letters.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking,
Yeah. Oh, look at
yeah,
this.
and also with that they want to have the cash money out. I pay with cash as long as I can.
Yeah, people pay me in cash, so I have to
Yeah.
buy my groceries in cash as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will be. I hope it won't disappear.
Yeah, but it's more about the opposite energy I feel in myself.
Mm-hmm.
The more they want to push you this way, the more I'm inclined to go the other way. The more they want to push forward, the more I'm going, hey, this is not as what was it like before?
Mm-hmm. And I think it's positive, because if the pandemic and everything hadn't happened, we weren't so conscious of this flow that you feel, or this pull towards. natural.
Yes, I feel
things.
a pull to nature and to natural, and
Mm-hmm.
if they want to use technology on body and brain, I'm going the opposite direction.
Yeah, who wants that?
Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. I just
Yeah.
try to do it my own way.
Mm-hmm.
So I am looking back and try to see what was good and try to restore.
Yeah.
And not all technology is bad, or I don't consider it all bad, but I think you have to be careful. And not every change is a positive change. And I think you should be aware of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Just be very conscious to what you're buying into,
Mm-hmm.
in whatever way. I mean, media has such a nasty role, last 2 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to wonder the years before, but
Mm-hmm.
it became very obvious last 2 years, and it still is. That they're pushing you towards, it push you in one direction.
Mm-hmm.
As if there are not more possibilities as just that one direction.
Yeah.
There's so much more to see, there's so much more to do and to explore and to enjoy, and
Mm-hmm.
I would like to keep that.
Yeah, me too. So I'm enjoying every day as much as I can.
Yeah, I think that's important. Because, yeah, maybe the pandemic has deepened feelings. At least
Yeah.
that's what I hope for. That more eyes went open,
Mm-hmm.
different outlook on life, different views. I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
More deep within yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I'm from my grandparents. My grandmother is from Indonesia, and I've read a book on the Dutch people in Indonesia, and when the war broke out. And when I read that, and these people were so happy, they lived in the most wonderful circumstances. They lived in the Garden of Eden. And they were happy, they had their children, they were not coming back to Holland, and then the war broke out. And then I thought, what that taught me was that there's no control. What it taught me, that I thought you have to take a day at a time, because you cannot control disaster.
Well,
so why would I want to know everything? Why am I watching mainstream media? Why am I watching alternative media? I can't control anything. Only thing I can control is myself, my emotions, my focus, my what makes me happy, how I react. So yeah, it was kind of a wake-up call for me. It was an emotional wake-up call.
I think it's needed.
Yeah, you can't control circumstances. We can prepare for a bit.
Yeah, but you don't know when, and you don't know why. And like we were considering the last vlog, if you're not living in a certain area, you don't know anything about it.
No.
No, and you can't
have an opinion on it.
You can't have an opinion, can't do anything about it. Some people decided it was time to go to war, and other people are suffering from it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't control it.
No.
And I'm not going to obsess about it.
No.
I was a little bit obsessive with the pandemic, but my goodness, I'm not going to obsess over this.
No.
No.
No, and whatever happens, the rain is still coming and the snow will fall when it wants.
Yeah.
The tree is going to get leaves because it's that time of year in this area of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to a podcast the other day about Miriam Lanswood. And she lived in the wilderness of New Zealand for 7 years with her husband.
Yeah.
And she taught herself how to hunt. She was vegetarian, but she taught herself how to hunt because when she decided, when I eat meat, I have to hunt it, and then eat the whole thing. And she says that it's also healthy meat.
Yeah.
The meat we eat, those animals aren't healthy. So, and she said that we can't control nature.
Now, that's what annoys me the most, that there seem to be a certain group of people, a relatively small group, who's trying to control everything.
Yeah.
And they think that they can control people, they think they can control nature.
It's not possible.
And it's not going to work, because if you have a house and nobody's living in it, nature will take over.
Yeah.
It might take some time, but nature will take over.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they get this idea of how do they think they can control?
Mm-hmm.
Where does this come from?
Yeah. And and in my sessions, as when I do my trauma healing work, the first thing we work on is let go. You can't control this, and it's the most fearful thing to do.
Oh yeah.
I'm there, but you have to let your body heal itself.
Yeah.
And stop fussing.
Stop obsessing.
Because when a surgeon is doing surgery on your knee, you let the surgeon do its job. And in this case, the brain heals trauma by itself. So let your big surgeon, your brain, do its job. And it's so difficult to let go of control, but it's the first step.
Yeah. And every time I step into that big pile of poop, I still step into it after everything I studied and talked about and everything. And sometimes I still will flash. And then I need somebody else to tell me, you cannot control this. It's just as it is.
Yeah.
So please stop.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Big lip. But yeah. Last weekend I wanted to go to a demonstration, and I was really looking forward to it. And on Saturday I had a pretty good day, and I went to see my dad, and I had a wonderful day. And on Sunday I was thinking, I want to go to that demonstration. Now I want to go.
Yeah.
And I got so sick in the morning.
No!
Until a lady friend of mine told me, this is not the place to go for you.
No.
Because this is not the right energy to go. And the minute she said that, whoop, everything settled down.
So your body knew before your mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, immediately. And the minute she said that, it settled down, and I went sculpting the whole afternoon, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It's just the way of thinking that you can do whatever you want to do. It's just not true. And the way that you think you have any control over whatever, not true.
No.
No.
And it's such a wonderful example of how the body knows before the mind. It has a mind of its own.
Yeah, my intestines have a mind of their own. Yeah, absolutely. I can think of many things. I want this, and I would like to do that, blah, 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 blah. And when I do this, then I can also do that. No. It's not the way it works. And now I'm having something in my mind is, if I want to go do something, first put my intestine in.
Yeah, in the mix.
If it's okay. And if it says no, then, well, then it's no.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, put that thing out in society. Is it okay to be here? No? Okay. Stay home.
It's like your metal detector.
Yeah. A short
or
one.
a compass.
Yeah.
A short one.
It's a short one. It's
yeah.
it's not in its original form
your
anymore.
Moral compass.
Also a moral compass, yeah.
Hmm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Maybe I should write something about that.
Wow.
That would be a great idea. Write a story about these things.
Well.
Just got an idea.
Talking about inspiration.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do lack the energy, but I never lack inspiration.
No, me neither.
No. No. I do know my body has got lost a lot of energy by aging, but also by this surgery. But it's not lacking inspiration.
No.
And sometimes it's a clash, because I want to follow the inspiration and the body says no. So I'm still learning bit by little steps, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, to listen and to find a way.
Yeah.
And it's still a learning curve. It still is.
Yeah.
And it's not obvious. It's not.
And it's also talking about parents. Parents have to lead by example, I think. And when you don't have had the example of living your authentic life, not being controlling, there were so many. Sometimes parents had too many rules for you, or were too. Yeah, you can't wear this, or you can't do that, or you can't do this profession because there has to be, you have to make money. So, yeah, when you don't have had that example, it's harder in later life to...
Yeah, it can lead to frustration as well, if you're inclined to do something else. But I think you should keep in mind that parents and grandparents lived in a different time.
Yeah.
And you cannot compare this time to the time where my parents lived. Of course, I had messages from them, don't do this or do that or whatever, but it's from their heart, from their life, from that time, in that time frame.
And that makes it understandable.
That makes it very understandable. Of course. And I'm still learning to tell myself, okay, that was the message you got, but I'm a different person, I'm living in a different time, I have different inclinations. I have a totally different life than my parents had.
And that's why it's a very good time to be alive. So we don't want to go back into this mold.
No,
of one direction and molding yourself in. There's also a lot of confusion of identity and being who you are. And I'm not confused, but that's the. Every time we have successes, it's like it's being taken away, or it's...
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think when my parents grew up and when they were raising me, it was a totally different time where there was no confusion about sexuality or gender or whatever. That was not on the front of somebody's mind. They were trying to rebuild this country after the war. They were trying to survive, to build a good life. So that's a totally different time. And when I see, when I look around me now with especially the, what's it called, the Sustainable Development Goals, number 5 with gender equality or whatever it's called, I think it's confusing.
Yeah.
It's confusing, not only in my mind, but it's also, I think, confusing little kids as to who and what they are and what they're coming to do here. And I think when sometimes I think, yeah, well, I'm happy I don't have kids. And sometimes I get really angry because what are you doing, planting these ideas in the heads of those little babies? They're still babies. Why?
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to cut off the roots of identity. And maybe I'm too simple by thinking there is biology and there is psychology.
Yeah.
And to me, they are two.
And it's also controlling.
It's totally controlling because if you
have to. It's something you find out along the way, and you don't when you are 5 or 6 or 4. You are taught by your teacher that there are so many flavors.
Flavors, yeah. Well.
You get confused.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not ready to think about that.
No. And I think it should be in the hands of the parents. And I think it's too young. But who am I?
Yeah.
If this is the tendency they want to go, I think it's a bad idea. I think everybody should have the right to choose when the time is right. And if they are, whatever they are, or they want to change something about themselves, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine by me.
And you can celebrate it.
Yeah, but
because we have the knowledge.
Yeah, but this feels like forcing, and it feels like cut off roots, and it feels like attacking families.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, biology and psychology are two different types of science.
Yeah, and I think about how your brain is wired.
Yeah.
So there's a biology and there's a brain. There's this big professor in your head, which you can't control, which keeps your homeostasis, tries to keep your homeostasis even, 24/7 a day.
Yeah, and for me it also feels like I didn't think it through yet, but it feels like they're trying to control everything.
I think when people say that there are too many people in the world, when men start to think they are women and women start to think they are men.
Well, they can use the manly side, they can use the feminine side, and they have two.
Well, how do you
workers.
reproduce? So it's kind of birth control.
Yeah, but it's
very.
It's in a petri dish, and you're not even. And I also feel it like an attack on the family, because I think it's on the parents to teach the children and to give them the values, to give them whatever. What's important for that family unit. It should be with the parents and not on the
lesson material in school.
It shouldn't be there.
I think it's also when we talk about technology, when you take away from it used to be the nuclear family that was the cornerstone of society.
Yeah.
And Yeah. Yeah. We're evolving this way, but I think I love my family. I love my little cornerstone. I feel safe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I ask myself what happens, especially in the long term, when you take away the cornerstone, when you take away the roots of your identity of who you are. What happens?
You can't do anything without roots.
You're just a floating substance, I think,
Yeah.
which can be manipulated very easily. Very easily.
Yeah.
But when you have a strong nuclear family and a sense of self and roots in who you are, what you want to do, what you came to do here,
yeah,
it's not so easy to be manipulated.
No, and we have to do extra effort to go be authentic.
Yeah.
And you can be authentic whether you are a lesbian, gay, transgender, binary. You can be also authentic.
Yeah.
But when it comes from your heart, from inside, and not a planted idea, that's a different thing.
Yeah. And what I also understood from people I know who are transgender and make the transition, they're very well aware of the fact that, okay, I was born man, now I'm a female. The choice was on later in life, so not planted inside the brain.
It was.
But they're also very well aware of the fact, okay, I look like a female now, but I know biologically I'm still a man. And I think, okay, that's also something to think about, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you cannot, I think, it's not a good idea to have transgenders compete in female sports, because they will win because of their build, because of the hormones, because of the bones in their body, or whatever. Muscle huppeldepup.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's attacking women's right, where there was many women fought for the right to do this, and now it's attacked from another side.
Yeah.
To me, it's like watching a movie. Like, what is this, and what is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still okay to check your pants and see you're a woman, or to check your pants and you're a man? Is that still okay?
Yeah, my husband can decide if he wants to be called she, her.
It's fine by me, but and
staying intact. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I read an article just a few days ago that it's mandatory now to ask men if they are pregnant.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know. Maybe I've always learned that only women can have babies and get pregnant.
Yeah.
But maybe it's different. But I don't know.
I think we are too old.
No, I'm just
to make the transition.
Sometimes I feel like I'm watching some psyop or something.
Yeah.
Some.
And also the language, wasn't that in Congress that they didn't want to say amen, but the a woman. So it's also seeping into the language as well.
It's It's seeping in all languages, also here on trains.
Yeah.
It's not
dear travelers.
Dear travelers. It's not dear men, dear women, or ladies and gentlemen. Dear travelers, excuse me. Mm-hmm. It's okay if people want to have an X in their passport, but I would like to keep my V.
Yeah.
It's fine by me, but don't make what is a very small minority to be the norm.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. Mm-hmm. And I really want to accommodate people who want to be she, him, her, whatever. But don't attack me when I get it wrong. Because I am really truly confused. I feel my brain crackling.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to raise our kids gender neutral. Huh?
Yeah, when I everything is now green and gray. There's no blue and pink anymore.
Green and grey?
Yeah, or yellow, for boys and girls.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't like pink, but yeah, I feel a little yeah. You know, when you're homesick for the past.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, it was easy. It was logical.
Yeah.
To me, biology is logical. Psychology, very interested in psychology, but it's not logical. It has nothing to do with any kind of logic.
It's biological. Yeah.
But the only thing I see happening is I'm watching some kind of movie.
Yeah, maybe it's a transitional phase,
and
or whatever
I don't understand what I'm looking at,
No.
and it's crackling in my brain like, what? Huh? I don't get this. Yeah, I get when you're a homosexual or bisexual or a lesbian.
We're from the 70s.
Whatever you want.
We celebrated everything.
I think everything is okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to transition, fine. I don't mind.
No, me neither.
But the rest of the language and the way it's pushed and the way it's almost forced.
It's a political item.
Almost forced through your throat. And I would think, no. I would like to keep my own sanity.
Yeah.
What I think is sanity. That's
yeah. So back to letter writing,
yeah,
being authentic,
being creative.
Yeah.
Go inward instead of outward.
Yeah. Well, this is a good. The way thoughts of you. Oh yeah. The way. It says here, the way thoughts of you brighten mine. So we wish you lots of inspiration,
lots of
lot of health. Enjoy spring, and we'll see you next time.
We'll be back.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.